Hello, everybody. It's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. Wait, that's not right. I'm just so used to saying that. We're not in Feed the Beast. We are now playing SolitaryCraft without Greg Tech. And I'll get into the reasons why I picked this mod pack in a minute. Let's make a new world first. I did read all your suggestions, and I checked out all the packs. I think I can just leave this on default for now. I'm doing a re-record, so I'm going to try to remember everything that I need to tell you guys. I had decided on Resonant Rise, and I came back and said, no, I don't want to do it. I loaded a couple worlds. I didn't find anything good, and I decided I would rather have Extra Biomes XL as opposed to Biomes Aplenty. So that was basically the deciding factor. So I'm really looking forward to a lot of the mods in this pack. The one I need to point out first, if you notice at the top center of my screen, it says Sprucewood Minecraft. There's a mod called What Am I Looking At? Or Wyla. I guess that's how you would say it if you were going to pronounce it. It tells you what mod the block you're looking at is a part of. And it comes in really handy when you're playing a mod pack with a lot of mods you're not familiar with. It even comes in handy if you are familiar with the mods, because sometimes you don't realize that a certain mod adds a certain block. So let's make a pick, an axe, a sword, and a boomerang. We're not going to have enough wood for the boomerang, but that's okay. We do have Trecapitate. We have Ender IO. We have extra utilities, open blocks, the new thermal expansion. These are just some of the ones that I am really looking forward to playing. For some reason, I have a latest death because I already had a world with this name in the pack, and the mini-map remembers. So after this tree is done chopping down, I will get rid of that, hopefully. It takes a while, but overall, it is a little better. So let's make a boomerang. I really like these. They're pretty cool. The basic one is not great, but what wooden tool is, you know? So let's get rid of that latest death. We don't need that. Let's forget that ever happened. I hate the snow. I hate the desert. I like having access to a desert, but I don't like to live in the desert. I may grab some cactus while we're over here, because we're definitely going to need that. So about this season, I am going to do very little, if any, mining and exploring during episodes. If I happen to be wandering around and see something that I think is pertinent or cool, I may fire up Fraps and record it, but for the most part, I'm going to do that on my own, with the exception of the Nether, because the Nether, there's so much stuff in the Nether, I don't even know what mods add the new Nether stuff, but there's a ton of stuff there. I'm not going to overly use Darkcraft or Mine Factory Reloaded this time. We know how they work. We know that they're like somewhat magical. I may go into the new Darkcraft enchanting because they changed the system, if you want to call it enchanting, that is. The way you upgrade your Force Tome and the Infuser now. Whoa, what's happening? Why am I so short? I'm a chicken. There's also a mod in this pack called Morph that will allow you to morph into things you've killed. And the first time you kill it, you turn into it. It was very annoying for me at first, because I thought it happened every single time, but it only happens once. After I learned that, it came in really handy. If you kill a wisp or a fire bat or a blaze or something, you can fly around indefinitely. So there is no longer really much of a need for a jetpack unless you just really want to make one. I chose the pack without GregTech because for my stream world, I'm going to be playing with GregTech. I feel like it adds a lot of longevity, but I think it's more of a hassle than it's worth for YouTube series. Simply because if I'm doing something and I forget that I have to compress iron to make a block, then I have to go back and do it, and it becomes kind of tedious. It's not such a big deal on a stream because, you know, I stream for 4 or 5 hours at a time, whereas YouTube videos are much, much shorter. Speaking of, I'm going to try to keep the videos to 10 or 15 minutes long this time. I feel like it's kind of hard to hold an audience's attention for 30 or 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to keep them a little shorter, and we're going to try to focus on the meat and potatoes of it all. So I just want to do a little bit of running around, see if we can find a place to live somewhere nice. Some place that is fairly inspiring or cool or what have you. I do like having access to red rocks as well. In addition to the thermal expansion and a couple other mods, I really, really like the Chisel mod. And what the Chisel mod does, you make a chisel, you put a block in it, and it'll turn it into a fancier sort of block. That is really good for someone like me who is not the best builder in the world. It lets me spice up an otherwise boring structure. So I really like the Chisel mod. I really like what they've done with thermal expansion in the way of offering a cheaper alternative for conduits and energy cells and liquiducts. You no longer need a magma crucible and a liquid transposer to make those things. You can make cheaper versions that handle a little less capacity, which is very nice. I have done a little bit of testing, and I have discovered, I didn't read anything, I just played around with it. I've discovered that Buildcraft engines will not power thermal expansion machines directly. They will not hook up to conduit. I didn't try it with the conductive pipes or kinesis pipes or whatever they're now called. However, the thermal expansion engines, which are now called dynamos, will power Buildcraft machines if you put a conduit in between the dynamo and the machine. So that is very good. But the new power system is going to take some getting used to. So here's a nice little village. We can find potatoes and carrots. I have seen pools of molten ender or resonant ender, whatever it's called, out in the world. It will teleport you automatically. I don't know if there's a way to turn it back into ender pearls, but the fact that the liquid version is already out in the world is pretty cool in my opinion. There actually might be a pool of it over here. Let's go see. So we're doing no GregTech for this. We're doing with GregTech on Wook's server for the stream world. And I'm going to handle Sunday sub days a little differently. The way I do it now, I usually invite subs to my stream world on Sundays to help me accomplish certain tasks. Or if they're a good builder, you know, they can build something or, you know, whatever. What I'm going to do in the future is, I don't think I'm going to be able to get up there right now. We'll definitely check that out later. What I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to pick a mod pack. It may be Resonant Rise, I'm not really sure. But the way it's going to work is we are only going to play that world as a group on Sundays. I am not going to do anything in the world in between streams, unless it's something like letting a quarry finish or something like that. But otherwise, it's going to be a total community effort. I ran the idea past my Twitch followers, and they seem to think it was a really good idea. So we're going to give that a shot. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm excited about the Modpack in general. I just need to find a place to live. So I'm going to stick with this world. I've re-rolled it a couple times, and I've decided that whatever I get now, this is the world. I'm going to go back to the village. I'm going to do a lot of mining. I'm going to cook up some food, probably do some farming and stuff like that. And then next episode, we'll really get into it. We'll probably start with thermal expansion, maybe a couple of other useful blocks added by extra utilities or open blocks, both of which I really, really like. I don't remember which of those adds the elevator, but that is one of my new favorite blocks in the game. It lets you go up or down without ladders, and the range on them is about 20 blocks. They are really useful. I really like them. But, you know, we'll get into that when we start making a base and all that stuff. So I'd like to thank you for all your Modpack suggestions. If I didn't mention it, Feed the Beast released Horizons yesterday, which was more of a new mod showcase than anything. And from what I understand, they have some more mod packs coming out in the next week or two. I haven't totally discounted Feed the Beast, but I'm ready to play, and this is what's available to me, so this is what I picked. So, as always, if you guys have any comments or suggestions or questions, please leave them down below. If there's a particular mod in the pack that you are interested in and would like to see, please let me know that as well, and I'll try to hit it as much as possible. I'm of the mindset that if it's in the pack, I want to test it out and see what it does. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.